All right, man. We're about to just get into this, man. There's really no other way to do it but to just get into it. So before we get started, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Wakakwadash, Kohalalium, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Wakakwadash. Double honors goes to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, Rabahav, and Rob Salutations. Rob Shalom, go to the hopeful elect house of David. 144,000 hopeful elect on down, man. All right, those sincere brothers pushing this truth and those sincere sisters listening to this truth. All right, so give me 1 second. All right, Salaki on that. All right, so for you guys that watch this video, man, this is a super serious video right here. This is a vision that I had in 2020 around when the juice was just starting to be announced that it was being manufactured. And, I was in Dallas, North Dallas to be exact, crushing the streets and the highways and byways and my solo missions. And, one night, I was editing some videos and I guess I passed out on the futon or whatever. So this is the vision right here. And it was like as soon as I went to sleep, it felt like it happened immediately. So as soon as I went to sleep, I felt like I was still awake. I didn't know I was asleep when it was happening. And then so afterwards, I'll just get a few quick precepts. So this is the vision. All right. So basically, I was talking with one of my homegirls, Trey. She was new to the truth. She was asking a bunch of questions and I was just, giving her precepts and stuff. I was like, all right, da, 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 da. I was drinking some beers, passed out. I wasn't drunk or nothing, I'm just chilling. I'm editing, I'm working on some things, and I'm chopping up with her. And, I got my beer right there, my cold one, chilling, man, So I pass out, man. I'm like hanging off the edge of my futon. I pass out. Next thing you know, because I'm in North Dallas at the time. Next thing you know, what's happening is I'm on the highway and byways, and I'm in this North Dallas train station area, and it's beige, and I'm like under, the pillar where the train drives over, and I'm under it, and I'm out there doing highway and byway. I'm just getting it in, camera posted up, doing my thing, and I happen to see Trey walk by, and she's like, "Shalom," and I'm like, "Shalom." She's like, "You got that glow," and I'm thinking, she's giving a compliment or something, like, "Hey man, keep up the good work," type of thing. So I'm doing my thing. So, I just go, Brakatah, how about Shemi, how shy? And so I'm going back and I was like, yeah, repent, I'm saying nukes is coming to America and MOTB, you know what I'm saying? The grain of rice, etc. And she's like, you're so slow. She was like, you got that glow. And I was like, I'll praise the how about Shemi, how shy? And she was like, no, you're literally glowing blue. Look. And so I looked and I was glowing blue all over me. And then I felt like this magnet sensation in the middle of my chest. And I just started raising up in the air and I looked up and it was just like a bright beam of blue. And so I'm moving up like real fast. And it felt like inside of the beam, it felt warm like a jacuzzi. You know what I'm saying? It felt like warm like a jacuzzi. So I literally just I took a deep sigh of relief because I don't want to get into personal beliefs, but personal like problems. Some of his brothers got infirmities. So sometimes, shit, you be in pain putting this truth in day and night and day, season in, season out, instant. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going up. So I took that side. He was like, oh, and I leaned back like a recliner in the beam. And then I seen Trey going up in the beam. And I was like, in the dream, I know like the women's at 144,000, they be in the leg, but my mom was like, you're 144,000? I'm like, where are you going up in the beam for? And she was just like, she was looking straight up. She was like, yep. But I knew that in the spirit, I was just talking about, she was of the elect in the spirit, I'm saying, in the dream. And hopefully she is, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully I'm of, I'm saying, the house of David, man. You know what I'm saying? And you brothers watching this and you brothers pushing this truth and all sincerity and learning, etc., are of this too. And we gonna get to that. It gets deeper, man. This is like possibly the greatest 144 vision that ever happened. And I've been holding it because I didn't want people scoffing. I got a lot of scoffers and haters of the real truth for my family, man, that claim they're in the truth. And I just didn't want nobody clowning or scoffing this thing, feel me? So I wasn't gonna do it until the spirit had given it to me to share. But like certain like blood cousins and stuff heard about it, and there's other situations. I've had other big visions, so and other things supernaturally in the spirit happen with witnesses. So my certain cousins and stuff was like, this got their faith on a whole nother level. When I told them, I was like, man, I really can't hold this in, man. Something happened 2 years ago, but I ain't really talked about it. And so now back to us being beamed up. So Trey's being beamed up, I'm beamed up, I'm reclining back, I'm taking like a like a sigh of relief type breath. And then as far as the eyes could see, I just seen blue, and we know not Operation Blue Beam, but I seen blue like tractor beams from the chariots, and just chariots as far as the eye could see, and they were silver. All right. And so I'm looking and I'm like, oh snap. And I'm feeling weightless. I feel like I'm in a jacuzzi. I'm sort of leaning back. And then so when I look up, I see like the windows of the chariots kind of had like this canted, shape to it. Kind of like how a Ferrari or Lambo's wheels are canted, you know what I'm saying? And there were people in it already. And yes, the dead and Hamashiach rise first. So they were already, those already in there. All right. And so when I'm going up, you just look up and then you can see people looking out through the window, but I couldn't make out who was looking out through the windows as, you know what I'm saying, we're going up. And she's not going in the chariot I'm going in. She's going in a completely different chariot that I went in. This is the next phase of it right here. So that happens. I'm looking out. I see up. I see them looking down through the windows and chairs. I can't make them out, but they're wearing all white. I can tell they're Yasharala, right? Or angels or something. So now this is the weird part. Everything goes blurry, but it's like rainbowy. All right, like R2D2, bunch of different lights, but blurry. And I'm hearing and feeling the sensation is going, you, and it's just all these rainbow colors and it's fuzzy. The fuzz fades away, and lo and behold, it's like these two, or it's like four like crystal beings, but they look like they're made out of diamond, and they had like these big like cone head type things, but they were tall, and they were two were facing each other, and then two were facing each other, and there was like this cube. All right, and there was this cube right there, and the cube had like these rainbow digity things in it, and they were just standing there facing each other, like not speaking. And then I looked around, and it was nothing but brothers all the way around. All right, as far as the eyes could see, it was the only brothers. And then the chariot was gold, but it wasn't any kind of gold. It was iridescent gold, like Doctor Strange when Doctor Strange touched that martial arts master and she force pushed him and then he fell out his body, and then how that gold looked, that's exactly what it looked like inside. But it was lustery, and it was the swirls, the rainbowy swirls in the gold were constantly swirling in and out and moving all over the chariot. Meanwhile, I'm still hearing that all right, and it's like going from the base of your feet to the top of your head, and you can like feel it moving through like your blood and the being of your fiber, man. It was weird. It was like I only could explain it. This sound was making me, and you could hear it, but it was going in throughout all the brothers, and somehow like we like transitioned through the chariot, and I think somehow we just were able to phase through the chariot, and we're sort of coming back to being like us again in the chariot, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess, I don't know, it's something that's hard to explain, because it was something spiritual. So next stage, I go to talk to a brother, but he's looking at another brother and all the brothers there. In the spirit, I can tell what brothers has been pushing hard in his truth. All right. And there's different age brothers, different height brothers, and all the brothers was in it. And it was just a big circle. And it was 144,000 brothers on his chariot. And it was a big circle. So I go to talk to someone, so we're all like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? We're like, oh, everybody's doing that and just going crazy, man. And I look over, and that brother, I see the back of his head because he got some other brother to talk to. So I turn over the other way. So I'm talking to this brother, and he's a little bit taller than me, chocolate, medium build. He had a big beard. He was like, man, what's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? And then I was like, man, we're in the chariot. He was like, whose chariot is this? And I was like, I don't know. He was like, are we 144,000? And then I was like, and everything seemed smooth and like, real, like just slow motion, smooth and just detailed and everything. I was just like fully focused in, paying attention. And I told him, I looked at him and I said, I think so. I think so. So then when I said that I'm talking about those tall crystal beings, one turned towards me, but he didn't have to turn like this. Like he's facing this way, and then it just went through his body, and now he's facing that way. And he walked up towards me, and he looked like a brother, but he had a beard. It was made out of crystal, all right? And he was a brother, black nose. His eyes were different. His eyes were big like a cat's eyes, all right? They were like the shape of a cat's eyes, but real big. But he had like black hair, but he had like a big comb type head. And he was tall. He was probably like 15 feet tall, seemed like. So he looked at me and he said, all right, man. So listen, you guys, it's time to get serious. I know you guys are excited, but something big's about to happen, and you're gonna meet somebody. So you guys gotta just, tighten up. It's time to just tighten up. And we could tell that he couldn't ruin the surprise. All right. So from there, we just were all like, and we're just like, we're like, oh snap, this is crazy. Like, is this gonna be? And we're not saying nothing. So Angel just said, like, face everybody and said, like, time to get at position of attention. So we're just like, so next thing, it was like this bright phase of light behind those four angels are facing each other. Those four angels are facing each other, where the four angels talked about in Revelations chapter 7. All right, 1 through 4. All right, and so they're looking, and this big in the back of the chariot, this big bright phase of light opened up, man. And you know what I'm saying is, and hey, man, this is the truth, man. The scripture say that your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Why would I lie about this, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I risk everything for a lie, man? This ain't for clout. This is real, man. Like, take from it what you need to. So, like, the body, how about Yahawashi, man? Like, I think about this vision every single day, ever since then, man. Every single day, it keeps me going, man. So we see this bright phase of white light, all right, and then some tall, super tall figure, and then a whole bunch of shorter figures that seem like angels, but in an elder type of form, and had these big beards, and they were like coming out. They were full white and glowing white, and they were wearing all white clothing, like white raiment, and they were all brothers. And these big beards look like they were elder angels or something, and then they had these big beards, and they're going down to their feet, all right, and it's just mustache, everything. It looked like it was like the hair was just growing for like 1,000 years, and it was just perfectly in order and shape. It was like, dang, so you look at that. It was like, dang, this dude's beard is like, and it was just perfectly groomed and everything. All right. So I'm trying to look at who this tall figure is. All right. So I'm trying to look. All right. So I'm trying to look. And then something is doing this to my head as I'm trying to look. Keeps turning my head. It's not letting me look. And I keep trying to look. And it keeps on softly, just gently going boing. Like, nope. So then I just quit and I go, dang, I can't do it. Because the more I was trying to do it, it was just exhausting my cry. You know what I'm saying? My car was getting like exhausted, trying to look at this tall light and trying to see who's in that light fuzz of holy light rays. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't really see it, and my head just kept being guided right to the front to where those four angels were standing in the middle of the gold chariot. All right, in the middle of the gold chariot is this gold rectangle cube and has a bunch of rainbowy square colors and things going in and out, making these intricate, detailed Chinese slash technology type mixed with like bell chimes type of sound, real soft. All right, so I give in because I'm like, oh, I did like one of those like, oh, I give in, oh, I can't do it, I can't look again. Can't try again. So that's when I was just looking at the angels, but they're like a train of like a bunch of angels. And they're walking there. It's like look like elder brothers and had these long beards, look like it took thousands of years to grow. And so I'm like, man, and they're doing this, they're all with each other in their hands like this, and they're like, and they're just looking around, going, and they're walking behind this tall figure. And these are the angels, and this is this tall figure that I can't look at because my head kept turning. So I can only look at these tall figures and see the edge of the rays of this glory. In the spirit, I know 1,000% that's Yahawashi, that's Yahawashi, and just watch what happens. So they walk up. So now everything that guy that I was talking to that was on my left side, he disappeared. I'm looking over and I can't look at Yahawashi, so I'm looking over and I see a bunch of brothers. And then this brother that looked like me, this brother looked just like me. It was like, now I'm looking at this happen from like a different perspective. All right. And I only could see a brother's hand, like Yahawashi's hand. It was like a dark hand. All right. Now, like seashells, like a white seashell. He was holding like this white credit card shaped type of thing. All right. No, this is the note, Highway Byway note or something, but it was like a white credit card size thing, but it was like yay thick compared to a card. All right. It was like yay thick. All right. Like a cookie size thick, but it was the size of a rectangle, but it looked like the texture of a seashell and had something written on it, but I couldn't see what was written on it. And I'm like, and in the spirit, I was like throwing precepts in my head. I was like, that's the names. Those are the new names. So I'm like, oh, so the first dude that looked like me, I'm looking and he's sitting there and now everybody's hyperventilating. So now everybody's going to go, everybody's doing that, like super hyperventilating, right? Everybody's going, everybody, you could feel the fear, felt like it was about to go down the biggest roller coaster or something. It was scary, but it felt like soothing at the same time. So he stuck out this card, and then the guy that looked like me, he raised up his hand like he was gonna grab the card, but then he dodged the hand and he set the card right in the chest. And then it was like I was watching me. The card seeped in and just like it did all those like Marvel like electric things, and it just went everywhere. And you could see like every vein in my body, I was just glowing, and I just went, ah! And it just hurt real bad. It was like burning me. So I started screaming, and then I was looking at the feet. It was like laser printing, but it was just like hot white line at the very bottom of my feet. And while all the veins and all my capillaries and all my arteries are showing, and they're all like laser light is showing through it, everybody's going. And the four angels in the middle were going, they're looking. And I'm looking at like myself and I'm going, everybody was like that. All the angels are like that because even the angels didn't know what was about to happen. So I'm watching myself scream at the top of my lungs. All right. And as I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, man, this shit hurts. But now that hot white line at the very bottom of my foot, it's like doing like a laser printing. And it's going up and it's going up. And now I'm like, we're like, what is that? I'm like, what is that? So by the time I got to my knee, it was like, we're like, oh. And the burn felt like I was being burned alive, but immediately under, I felt like I was being soothed with like infinite power. and it felt super cool, like a nice breeze on a hot day, a cool little breeze in the evening. Felt like something soothing, but above it, it was just burning my flesh and rebuilding me. And I was a red, like I was made out of ruby. It was like I was a whole ruby being, bro. And it was like then I was sitting there and it was glowing. My chest was glowing and my eyes were glowing. And then I had like these yellowish panels on my body. And then I said out loud, watching it, I was like, because it hurt. And it was going, and as it's doing that, right, the nigga me is being singed away, and then you're seeing this ruby. I'm a I'm a I'm a made out of a ruby, not diamond studded rubies. I'm made out of a ruby. You know what I'm saying? I'm not flesh. I'm made out of a ruby, but I'm still like, and I'm super ripped up. You can see like the horse, everything is just like you look like about a good like 7 feet, 8 feet tall, like straight up like 280 pounds chisel. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up like some Marvel shit, bro. No man. Why they Yahawashi outside, man. So at the end of it, I was like, and I was sitting there, my eyes are glowing, and I'm just like, ah. And then everybody was going, oh. And then I said, that's like the sickest. That's like, Yahawashi I made us the sickest toy we ever could imagine. Then every single brother was like, we're hive minded. Some brother way over there was like, man, Barakatah, man, that's crazy. Man, that's crazy. And then the brother was laughing. It's like, you see how that brother was laughing and screaming? And then Most High went to him and stepped aside. And he's, and then he put the thing on his chest. And then poof, and he's like, and then all his veins are showing. And then whole process happens to him. But then he looked emerald. And it's going through each one, each brother. So everybody's just hyperventilating because it felt like you're being tortured live, but immediately being soothed with this new being. And you're like a fool, like Ruby or something, man. Shalom, man. Shalom. And so the next stage of what happens is sort of like fades in and out because now it's going all the way up. So then right when I'm watching, then that glow is coming to me, like I wish I was coming to me. The angels looked at me and was like, look straight. And so I seen a dude charge up and change, and then the fuzz is coming to me, and then out of nowhere it phased out and went pitch black. And then I'm hearing it and I'm feeling like a skydiving effect, like and I feel like you're skydiving, all the wind blowing, but it's pitch black. Then it starts fading away, and I see that it's a beautiful day, and I'm flying forward at like faster than the speed of light, and I see a bunch of little white yellowish dots, and they're all just smashing forward, and then they turn into men, into Hebrew Israelite men, and we're wearing like this black and gray, uh like this color gray, like black and gray uh foam posit material looking suits. And I look over and it's just dots as far as the eyes could see, just orbs, glowing white, yellowish looking orbs. And we're all just turning into a dude just smashing a hell of Mach speed, right? And we're just smashing, and it's like teams of 7. And I did the math, man. It was like seven, 144,000 separated, like teams of 7, but like 20,500 something odd teams. And it was as far as the eyes could see these teams, man. And then it was an angel, but he looked similar to us, but looked a little bit different. But it was like we're in a flight training. And I was like, what's happening? And he was like, what does it look like? Or something like that. Then I was like, how are we flying? And he looked back and we're just ripping through the wind. And I'm just like standing at my farm and the material. And I'm just like, and I'm just everybody's mind blown. And then he said, faith, your faith in Yahawashi has got you. This is you guys' reward, man. And then some dude way out that we couldn't hear, but everybody's like hive-minded, like synchronized Yahawashi was like, you see how much Yahawashi loves this man? And it sounded like some dude that had like a strong deep voice / like strong New York accent. And then We're all like, yeah, man, this is crazy. Buck the hell about you, Yahawashi. So we're all just smashing. And it's like, it's like 20,500 something odd teams. We're like separated in teams of seven. And we look back and I see some brothers and we're all just smashing. And then we look down and look like the clouds were like 100 miles down. Like we were just above everything. And we're just smashing through the air. And then we land. And then the next, and then from there, and then that faded out. All right. And this is a real, this isn't, it was some short stuff. This wasn't some short stuff that happened, man. So the next thing that happened after the flying training thing that happened, they said, I said, how was this going on? And he said, by faith. And I said, were we the orbs? And he was like, yeah. He's like, through your mind, instantly you guys can become what you need to become. So you can become any shape, form, thing, like immediately upon your own will. And you're perfected. So everything of your will is righteousness. And you guys are fully synchronized in with Yahawashi. And so we're all just going, the water Yahawashi, Yahawashi, while we're flying and stuff. So now it stops. That phases out. And then I'm smack dab in the middle of some Times Square type shit. I know you guys are telling the spirit, you got brothers that watch this, man. Like that, I'm being sincere about this, man. Like you read body language patterns, and you don't make up stuff like this, man. You can't talk like this about and visualize this stuff, man. Like it was like diamond beings, that all the different jewels were made out of that stuff. We weren't made out of flesh. It was just like he chiseled us out of that. It's like, but we were just like super specimens. Like God, straight up gods, man. So then the next thing that happened was in this Times Square type area, and it looked like I Am Legend. All right. And it was just overrun with trees, and it was just dilapidated and abandoned cars, and it was just like it, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, we're in this little neighborhood area, and like houses are messed up, and things are burning, and trash is everywhere. It's post-apocalyptic looking. It wasn't nuked yet. It was post-apocalyptic looking, like shit's done hit the fan, economy's collapsed, people been poor, everybody's homeless. And this lady shows in I could see through her house, and it was one of those like trailer park houses that looks more like a house. And the two stilts in the front were broken, so the house was leaning down. You know what I'm saying? The house was leaning down. So she's sitting in the bed with her nightgown on like a grandma, and she's just staring at the TV that's close to her face. And we could see like, oh, this shit. And it was symbolic. Oh, the TV had brainwashes people to take a grain of rice. And she was just zombified, like she was just stuck, like brain dead, but just could take her eyes off the TV. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. So then the next thing that happened was it fades out black, and then it comes back in, and I could just hear footsteps, and it starts making sense. And then we're inside this big, it was just me and like two other brothers next to me. And then it was like this big silver chariot, and the windows of the chariot was in the middle. It took about 20 minutes to get to the window area from the middle of the chariot, because it was like, I guess we just and we're in it somehow. It took about 20 minutes or something to get to the window. The window was as big as like skyscrapers in downtown LA or something like that. You know what I mean? So you get to see a bunch of people, like a mall. You know what I'm saying? Children, adults, some few men, usually most, it seemed like they're mostly elders or people that might have been handicapped or crippled. Hey man, see that, man? This stuff is true, man. They know this is true. The beast system does not want this happening or want this out, man. They don't want this out. So, anyways, pick up where I was at. All right, so Times Square thing, the chick in the TV, UFO. So we're walking from the center of the chariot of Yahawashi, and we could see that the inside of it looked just like what you think it would look like. It was just empty. It was smoothed out, and the whole thing had like a nice maroon carpet on it. And then on the edge near the window area, where people can do viewing and everything, it was like a blue trim carpet all the way around it, like something you could run laps around, like a huge thing, looked like you could run laps around, and huge metal shining smooth pillars and stuff. And then out the window, you could see all the chariots that had all the elect in it. And then it had all the people that were in them, and we're all looking at each other and looking down. And then when we looked up, we seen a whole bunch of warrior angels, and they were glowing really, really bright. And it had like real sharp features, like anime type, laser beam type features. All right. And they're standing, they had their swords, and their wings were huge. And it was all the archangels, and they were above the chariots. And the chariots were like the size of a Dallas football stadium or bigger. And so we could look up, and we seen all the chariots just right above. I mean, all the angels, the archangels, right above, and they were just ready to go to war, and they were looking, and they were just holding their stuff. And then some guy I didn't recognize at the time, but my dad died not too recently. He was in the truth. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, he was a believer of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and he pushed truth to the best of his ability. You know what I'm saying? So someone that looked like him came up to me, and he's talking just like my dad, and I didn't recognize who he was till after my dad died. Why? Because he was already there waiting. All right. And he said, and me and the three brothers were being escorted by this tall 15-foot type of angel who was chocolate skinned brother. He had a big beard that was like a Rick Ross type of beard. He had like a mini fro. All right. But his eyes, the only difference was about this brother was his eyes looked like eagle's eyes. So they were just looking at you, and they're big, and you can see like the little, how eagles had that little crust thing around the edge of the eyes. He had all that. And it was just like, oh, that dude looks tight. But he was real tall, and then so he looked, and he's like real serious, and he was just like, "Don't tell them who you are. They haven't been through the same thing that you guys have went through yet." And then I said, "I went, oh, that's for the first fruits. They haven't went through their crown. We got our crowns. Things they haven't went through theirs yet. So they're just waiting in chariots for some reason." So then the older brother comes up to me, who now I know was my dad, how he talks, leather coat he had on and stuff. It was like, and who might you guys be? Because it was like, and who might you guys be? Because I've met Yahawashi, I've met all the angels, I met about all the angels. It was like, it's just everybody, it's like his name, everybody, like he's been in the kingdom for a long time, because a day with Yahawashi is like 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I know everybody here, but I never seen brothers like you guys. And we looking at the angel, and he's looking at us like, inside secret stuff at the time. It's not time for them to know who we are. And he's like, but the guy question knows his stuff. So he's like, if I could guess, I would say you guys are members of the 144,000. And that's how my dad talks. He's old school. And then we're just like trying to like keep it serious, like. And then he was like, he looked at the angel, and he was like, am I right? I mean, come on, man. He's like, yeah, I've met everybody, and you guys look like nobody else. He was like, are you guys 144,000? And we're like way taller than him, like regular people. And then the angel just went, yeah, you got it. You got it right. You got it right. And he's like, I knew it. Congratulations, son. And he like went like that into like a firm grip. I'm proud of you. I'm proud. And he went to the next, I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you. He went to the next one, son. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, man. And then everybody turned around. They heard the talking between who I think was my dad and the spirit, who just died about a month and a half ago, who was a Hebrew Israelite in the truth, and pushed it and rocked it. Yeah, he was in the truth, man. All right, anyone that knows him knows he's in the truth, man. All right, so now, me, what I'm saying, I personally, I subscribe and do with, what I'm saying, the elders of GMS to her on down, man, period, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. Like, period, bro. I know those pushing 144% truth, bro. And they helped me fix and grow me up as a man, like some father figure stuff, even though I wasn't in the camp with them brothers, like in the spirit, it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like maximum level, bro. Honors, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's in order and due, you know what I'm saying? Double honors, man. But my dad, he was into IUIC teacher. So I just say that, you know what I'm saying? So whatever. All right. So now from there, we see all the different chariots, and it was as far as the eyes could see. And then we sort of were trying to look up, and then that went away, and then it felt like I was fading out again, and that scene faded out. So this is the ending. So now, my eyes are closed, and I'm hearing, "Young man, young man, young man," and I slowly close my eyes, and it's like fuzzy again, and I'm like, "Young man, are you all right? How can I help you, young man? You all right?" And it was this old Edomite lady, and it was like some type of Cease candy cookie store type place. Like, what am I doing in this place? It's like, "Are you okay, young man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right. No, I don't need no help." And then I walked out the store. Little jingle door closes, and then I'm downtown somewhere. Look like downtown. Look like every city put together downtown. And then I walk over and I see another brother, and for some reason I can see through his Judite looking body, and I can see that he has that 144 crystal diamond body. That you know. And then I was like, "That was real?" And then he said, "Yeah, that was real, man. You better wake up." And he was about 100 feet away, crossing the intersection. And then I was like, "Man, chill out, man." And then right when I said that, we felt like this ping in our head, like ding. And we heard this deep voice and went, "Firstborns, my firstborns." And we're like, and it was just me and him. We're looking. And then he went, "Go." And then right when he said go, my hands felt like really itchy. You know what I'm saying? Like I touched like some itchy like plants or something, you know what I mean? And so I'm seeing my flesh like melt away, and I'm seeing the diamond. I'm not diamond encrusted. I'm made out of ruby red diamond. Every brother was made out of a diamond. Like you look at a Leonardo da Vinci statue, it's fully chiseled out of that. We were like that, but us, but buff, ripped, mighty, powerful, and glowing with diamond cuts all over your everything, your cheeks, everything. But we had beards. Even the beard was diamond up. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like we were all just chiseled out of one slab of like whatever jewel he chose for me. All right. And so, but we looked like us, but then body and size, we all were twins. All right. And we all were twins in the same size, same body type. We just all had our face as we know it, but more perfected. So when we heard go, feeling that thing, and I'm seeing the flesh melt away, and I'm like, "What the heck?" And it's itching, bro, like poison ivy. And I'm like, and I look up, and the other brother, he fully transformed into the second guy, the Emerald, was fully Emerald, and he was running forward like Flash, and he ran into like this delivery building, and it was this Edomite chubby chick, and the next thing I'm behind her, and she's talking about how she could take anybody's man, and I'm like, and then I see the brother come in at light speed with the green blur, right? And like he was going do 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 as he's running forward, he's like breaking like sound barriers, and he bursted forward to that front door of like a U-Haul UPS type store, and he went to the pillar in the back, and he at Mach speed, tink, barely touched it, and then you just seen like 1,000 cracks come up all the way up with an energy shock wave, and then like he immediately like, and then and he punched each one of them with a very light boop. And then he looked at me and said, "This is fun." He got first strike in the dream, right? He got first strike. And then he zipped out. And then I went outer again where I was standing on the street where I first watched him run in. And then I'm looking. And then all of a sudden, just the building fell like 9/11. I'm like, oh, I'm completely forgetting that I'm a 144 dude myself. I'm watching this Emerald brother go crazy. I'm like, oh. Then he goes to the next building. And now it's on some Green Lantern stuff, and you can see like through all the, it's a big, massive, these are big, massive skyscrapers. All right. And it's the middle of the day. Beautiful day. Beautiful motherfucking day. Yahawashi outside, man. This is ill, man. So all right, so now he's going up the, he's in the second building behind it. This other building just like crushed like on some 9/11 type shit, man. All right, just from him barely tinking these pillars at the bottom, these four pillars at the bottom of the skyscraper, and that chick, she was in there doing her thing, and everything just fell on everybody in there. No mercy. All right, first strike. So then he's in the second building, big ass business skyscraper, and all you see is these emerald green laser flashes go out of all the windows of the skyscraper as he's going through, and he's just wrecking everything at infinite light speed. And all I can see is lights coming out of the building, and then all of a sudden you just hear like it was just like power smashing, like it was like power smashing through the skyscraper, bro. It was just ripping through it. Like, fuck this shit. This is taking too long. Just like, and then he bursted out the top of the skyscraper, man. He burst out the top of the skyscraper. All right. And he's moving at like faster than the speed of existence, man. And you see these like streams of like smoke and laser green light because he's like emerald green and glowing and glistening and everything. And diamond cut, and the lights glisten from the sun, and he's glistening, and you can see his Rakai side of him glowing, and he's this diamond reflecting this rainbows, and there's all these blings coming off of him, and then he's just ripping through the sky, and he just keeps going. He's going to different places to destroy. All right, and then all of a sudden, just that fucking building collapses, and I'm like looking at him fly, my eyes are bugged out. I'm like, oh, this shit is hard. And it's like I'm in a front row seat of myself watching something, bro. All right, so I'm looking at this, and like all of a sudden, like I don't know, I thought for some reason like the energy that he was pushing out and the speed that it was like drying out my eyeballs for some reason because all these weird sensations is happening, and I'm like, and it felt like similar to my hands, how they were. I see my flesh peeling away, and it looked like laser white light as the pills going away, and then you see like this red ruby 144,000 dude. So all right, so now my eyes are feeling like chafed, and I'm like, oh man, that's like all the explosion stuff. So I'm thinking it's that, and I'm like doing one of these numbers, like, and I'm rubbing and rubbing. I'm like, oh man, oh rub, rub, rub. Oh, I'm like, man, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, man. Why are my eyes so hot? And I was like, man, it's because I was staring at everything without blinking, probably. And that's what I'm thinking, right? And then all of a sudden, I start seeing like this red haze around the sides of my eyes. All right. And since I'm like this diamond being, right, like I can feel like that diamond around this whole area heating up, but it doesn't hurt. It feels soothing, like a jacuzzi dip. Like you slide in a perfect jacuzzi temp. It felt like that, but it was just getting hotter and hotter, like boiling water in my face, but not like I'm burning. Made out of diamonds. So it's like a weird sensation, all right? And I'm like, so I happen to look up down the street and people are panicking and everything. And there was like this big gargoyle. It was beige skyscraper, mega skyscraper, and it was a huge gargoyle. And it's doing the gargoyle pose, like what you would think. It's not too hard to think about it. And then out of nowhere, like my eyes just got red and hot. My eyes just felt like this, like crazy, like maximum power, man. Like straight up, man. For like just maximum, like God level energy, man. Like Cyclops times 144,000, man. But Yasha Allah, man. And then out of nowhere, just loud sounds, and I felt like a guitar string thing. And it just flew up my eyes and went, and I'm looking at it, and it went blah, and it hit the gargoyle, and then you see like a mushroom cloud come up with it, and that everything in that building just crumbled in half, and it just crumbled down on the cars and everything. People are dying and being crushed, and all the smoke like 9/11 just rushed towards me. Then that's when I just went forward into another building, and then I started at Mox, but I'm just destroying. And then I came out of that one, and then I looked up, and I'm like, what is that sound, right? And I don't see anything. Salakia. Salakia. So I don't see anything, right? And I'm hearing do 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 like loud knocks on the door, but they're just a bunch of sonic booms real loud, back to back to back, like someone pounding on the door. And I'm like, what is that sound? And I look up, and it was this gray diamond, 144,000, brother, and he was smashing as fast as he could. And it was like you seen the gray energy flying streams behind him, and then you seen like the smoke because he's ripping through like the ionic matter of existence, and it was causing a stream of smoke. And then you seen a donut ring, and each sound was making donut rings because he keeps breaking like something way beyond a sound barrier. He keeps breaking them. So it's like a smoke with a donut behind it. So every do is a perfect smoke ring with the smoke ring perfectly going through it with him just smashing. And he goes and punches into this building and then lets out a and then it's and then this energy just shockwave the whole thing. And then that building just went and it was just everything was just crumbling, bruh. And it was bad, bruh. There was screams. There was no mercy for nobody there, bruh, because everyone meant to be saved was in the chariots, and they was all looking, enjoying the show. And the Most High, through Yahawashi, was just controlling each one of us like his own video games, bro. We couldn't even when I beamed that gargoyle, I did not do that. I was wondering why my eyes feeling so hot and dry, and then it just kept beaming. And once I seen the gargoyle, the rays of light was so intense, I can feel it on my diamond encrusted face. So then, all right, this is the finale. So all the brothers rendezvous at sunset now. All right. And I look over, and one side of this mega city, just everything was completely just leveled beyond belief. All right. Like nukes went off. You see like rebar, just smoke and ashes, and just the people are just eviscerated beyond like into juice. All right. And then I seen this big green lake area and the water, and then it was a bridge, and then it went over, and then it was like the size of Europe, but it was a bunch of houses, but it was all the size of Europe. And it was like those pink salmon type roof houses. Everything was the same color. And I was like, dang, I'm about to fuck that shit up. So as I'm about to go over there, like my team, because it was like separated into a bunch of teams, like 20,000, like 500 odd teams of seven. 144,000 are broken up in squads of sevens. And then we all had one angel with us too. But I didn't see the angel in the part where he said, my firstborns go. It was just 144,000 just going berserk. We activated, and then we were all just going berserk. And then and it wasn't like we thought about it. It was just things we're just doing. And I was just enjoying the fucking ride, man. So I look over, and they're like, what are you about to do? And like I'm looking at our faces, and they're just so chiseled, bruh. And our eyes were just so glowing. Like, and it wasn't flesh. We were made out of a chiseled stone of slab of diamond, bro. We were remade, bro. And everybody was like this, bro. Like, and the energy was like, fuck, bro. So that shit keeps me going, bro. And you motherfuckers, I ain't scared of you niggas, man. It's like, man, this is maximum, man. Like, it's time for this, man. It's time for this vision, man, to be heard by the brothers, bro. All right, so this is what happened. There was a bunch of brothers, my team. So looking at each other, I'm looking at their faces, and I'm just like, damn, we look hard. So then I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go tear up this whole Europe-looking area, this suburb-looking area, and it looked like it was probably like 100 miles of houses only. And I'm like, there's a whole bunch of city over there. You guys just go fuck that up. And they're like, bet. It's like, everybody just dipped out, and I dipped out over my own. And that's when I start feeling like these duff type feelings, like do. And it just feels just like this, like real soft, like. And I'm trying to fly, and I'm like, what is that? What is that? Relaxing, like baby Moabite hands massaging you type shit. Not baby, but baby, little tiny women's hands. Moabite women have small hands, like massage. Like, what is that? Lo and behold, the F-22 bullets hitting me, and that's how they feel on my body. And the dude is coming, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, I can hear the chat on the F-22 to command, and like, yeah, nothing's happening. I'm shooting at him rounds, and he's just standing there in the air, and nothing's happening to him. So I went, and I just was pushed forward, and I just ripped through his ring without even moving my body, just doing this while looking at him. And so he went to eject, and I'm like, ugh. And he was looking, and it was like, and then I just went, and I just launched him as far and as high as I could, and he just fucking disappeared. And while it was flying, I zapped a hole with my eyes into his parachute. He was just screaming until he was, oh, that motherfucker probably bounced off the dome, bro. Probably bounced off the damn firmament and fell. The niggas, that fucking Edomite pilot. It's motherfucking hard niggas coming for you niggas, man. Yahawashi, Yahawashi, come with ultimate power, man. First comes humility, then comes ultimate power, man. Psalms 82 and 6, man. We're the Yahweh the Yawatazah, man. Us brothers, us sincere brothers, man. We're the real Jedi Council, man. The Yahweh the Yawatazah, man. All of us sincere brothers are, man. All of us brothers pushing hard was transformed, man. That's the message, man. We was transformed, man. We was all geeked up on this gold chariot, man. All right. So I launched the pilot, and then on the horizon, I see an armada of the highest tech ships of the beast system, Esau Edom, coming after us. I'm still in the dream, so I still feel like, oh shit, moments and stuff, right? And I look around, and then the green emerald dude was staring at me, and I seen the intensity of his eyes, and his eyes were glowing gold, because we're like, you have your color, and then you have certain light panels, and then you have your auric color around that. All right. So your auric color that was around that glow isn't the same as the stone that you are, because I was like ruby red, but my glow was blue like this. That that medium blue, not the dark blue, but the medium blue. That was my glow. All right. But then on my panels, I was blue. You had like these panels, man, like these laser beam panels in the diamond, different areas. All right. This is what prompted me to do the 144,000 art. That's why I pulled up on Dallas GMS and showed them the art. So brothers asked about the brother that showed you guys the 144,000 comic book art. And I got the skills to draw this shit, bro. That's why he showed me it. So I showed you guys, man. That's why I pulled up, man. And I came to show respect, man. I came to show motherfucking respect on some real shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a spirit, man. All right. So, all right, this is how it ends. So I see the emerald dude. I see the intensity of the lasery light fuzz around his eyes and how glowy it is. And then the eyes like its own like diamond inside. And it's just like hot, like glowing of that color. And it was like, dang, all of us had maximum fury, maximum perfection, maximum power. And we were talking to each other about moving our mouths. We were in each other, like in each other's heads, like fully synced. And Yahawashi, and we're all fully synced, man. And we're like a pilot telling, but everything cool. We were the cool, and it was all inside of us. And it was like, man, we are the coolest thing. We don't get to take it off. We are it, and it's in us, and we do it. And it was nothing. And I was like, what's going on? And then it was like, yeah, look at all that in the horizon. They're sending everything. And it was like, bet. So we went and we just charged at it. And then that faded out. And I was standing behind a two-seater couch. I don't even know who these people are. It was a girl and a guy. And they were watching the news, like Fox News, CNN. And it was talking about everything that just happened the day before, which was the 140,000 that did it. And they're like, yeah, some evil superheroes, some alien superhuman type beings. And the world's unified and stopping these people. And me, I'm in regular form, and I'm just sitting there, just like, oh. And then I woke up, and all that happened, bro. So that's the vision, man. It was long, so I'm just gonna hit y'all with one preset, man, just to keep things in decency and order for Corinthians 14-40, man. All right. Actually, yeah, we'll go to second Esdras. We'll go to chapter 13. I'm just flowing in the spirit, and I'm gonna get verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, Esau. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great might. And I said, massive chariot of Yahawashi, man, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where about the hill was graven, and I could not. So wonder how, like, where do you make this massive chariot? It's so big. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking that it comes from the planet. But it's like, nah, this is the chariot of Yahawashi. It's like the size of a mega. It's a father ship. It's the Abba ship. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, Armageddon, to subdue him, were sore afraid, and yet there's fight. So these people are ready to try to fight Yahawashi, man. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flame and breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. And all they that were mixed together, the blast of the fire, the flame and breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which was prepared to fight. So Yahawashi is destroying these motherfuckers, man. And 144,000 is there to do it too. And burned them up, everyone, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. Spirit got me going now. So lucky on that, I ain't got no control over what's about to come out, man. So from there, I'm just gonna bring out straight to the point. Go to the book of Obadiah. All right, which one is that in the spirit? That was Obadiah chapter 1. So in one chapter. All right, 18. That's it. Yeah, 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, a flame. Joseph, a flame. The house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For Yahawashi has spoken it. And I'm gonna close out with this right here, man. This is what happened, man, when we asked how are we flying, man. The angel turned around and told me, your faith is why you're flying. We didn't even have to try to fly, we just flew. It just happened because you wanted it to happen. You didn't have to squint your abs and tighten your butt cheeks and do some weird shit with your calf muscles. Nah, he just flew. And the angel that was guiding my squad said, by faith, this was happening. All right, so this is Revelations 14. And I'm going to start at 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts. And that's those same four angels and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. All right, so we're not dealing with the philosophies of the heathen, man. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahawashi, unto Yahweh and unto the Lamb, Yahawashi, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh. And that's pursuant of Jeremiah 50, man. Maximum clemency, man. All right. So that's the vision, man. I pray you guys edify, man. I pray that does something for you guys. I pray that, gives y'all another deeper puzzle piece of something, more understanding, more clarity. This was real. This was a real vision that I had, was given. I experienced the spirit Yahawashi, Bashem Makakwadash. With that being said, Rabhab, Shalom, Abababal, Mawalababal, man.